Now, I also know there are a lot of people in the queer community who might have an open relationship, and maybe they brought a third person into their relationship, and then it ended up being that relationship was turning into a throuple. Now, there are people who are in relationships with more than one person, and they're all in this happy, beautiful relationships together, called relationships, because it's a throuple, right? It's more than one, but they're choosing to be all together as one, which again has its own challenges. And it's also something beautiful that should be celebrated, because if there's love there and it brings more love to you, then that should be honored and celebrated. And yes, there are going to be people who see it as strange and weird and whatever. Who cares what they think? It's about what you think and what works for your life. And again, you might go through some similar challenges by explaining it to other people in your life who may not get it. But at the end of the day, it's your journey. And that's why, again, anyone in a throuple would have to be completely part of the queer community, because you couldn't have a complete straight throuple, right? There would have to be a guy and two girls and a guy, three girls or three guys, right? Welcome to the Queer Quest podcast, your beacon of light and sprinkle of glitter in the queer community. I'm your host, Cristiano Green, CEO and founder of Queer Quest and a transformation coach for queer individuals. And together, we're embarking on a journey of transformation. Each week, we bring you a new training topic, all connected with visionary queer leaders in healing and coaching, diving deep into conversations that inspire growth, celebrate diversity, and empower you to live authentically. So wherever you are, settle in and let's get ready to unlock the vibrant potential within. This is where your quest begins. Hello, all you fabulous souls, and welcome to this episode of the Queer Quest podcast. I'm your host, Cristiano Green, the CEO and founder of Queer Quest and a transformation coach for the queer community. Now, today on the podcast, I wanted to talk about something super cool, super upbeat, super light, and that is celebrating queer love in all its forms. Now, what is queer love? What is the queer community? There's so many different, connotations and explanations and informations of what is queer and what is the queer community. So really, I'm going to explain what I class as queer, and then you can maybe add on to that if you like, or, take it as you please. So basically, I look at something that is queer, a queer relationship, a queer person, as someone who is outside of the standard norm, meaning you're a cisgendered, biological male or female dating the opposite sex. Singular relationship between a man and a woman, right? That's the kind of thing that I see. Anything outside of that, right? So that could be, of course, anyone who is on the spectrum of sexuality. So you could be gay, you could be lesbian, you could be pansexual, you could be demisexual, you could be all of those sexuals, right? You could be someone who's on the spectrum of genders. So you could be, someone who is transgender, you could be non-binary, you could be agender, you could be gender non-conforming, gender fluid, so many more, right? There's so many different kinds of sexualities and genders. But you can also be someone who is having what I would class a queer relationship, meaning you could be in a throuple, you could be polyamorous, you could be having open relationships, So when I talk about having things like that, I class that as something that is queer as well, because it's outside of the norm as well. So when I'm defining what queer love is, it's anything that's in that realm there. So when we're going to be celebrating queer love in all its forms, we're talking about all of its forms as well, because I want people to feel the power and the unity and celebrate that within this beautiful queer community. So let's kind of start by celebrating those unconventional relationships. Now, I've had on this podcast in the past, someone who is polyamorous. He's a coach and he's polyamorous. And he went into deep detail about what polyamory is. And so really, I wanted to discuss this because there are certain people out there who really feel it's important and it's a part of who they are to have multiple relationships. with multiple amounts of people. And sometimes this crosses the lines of genders and sexuality as well. And you can have people who are completely, male to female, having polyamorous relationships, right? And they could be in 4 different relationships, and maybe they're all straight relationships, but being part of the polyamory community, I still class that as something that's part of the queer community, right? Something that's outside of the norm. So I want to celebrate that, because again, there are so many people within this vast community that are on the spectrum of sexual, of gay or bisexual, and they're having polyamorous relationships. And I want you guys to know out there that you are celebrated and you are loved, and you should feel love for yourself and as many people, because it sounds like, from perceptions of people who might not be out of it, that you have a lot of love to give and a lot of love to share. And so there's so many beautiful things to celebrate when it comes to polyamory, but there's also so many challenges, right? Because I can imagine having the discussion with people in your life about you being polyamorous. It could come with a lot of the same struggles that queer people might face, because you have to come to terms with it. You might feel ashamed of it. You might feel ashamed of talking to your partners or your family or your friends about you feeling like you're polyamorous. And you might feel like you're going through an internal battle. And it might be that you're in the closet for a while until you finally come out and work through the shame and start to go on a journey of self-acceptance. Sounds a little bit similar to a lot of other people in the queer community. Now, I also know there are a lot of people in the queer community who might have an open relationship, and maybe they brought a 3rd person into their relationship, and then it ended up being that relationship was turning into a throuple. Now, there are people who are in relationships with more than one person, and they're all in this happy, beautiful relationships together, called relationships, because it's a throuple, right? It's more than one, but they're choosing to be all together as one, which again has its own challenges. And it's also something beautiful that should be celebrated, because if there's love there and it brings more love to you, then that should be honored and celebrated. And yes, there are going to be people who see it as strange and weird and whatever. Who cares what they think? It's about what you think and what works for your life. And again, you might go through some similar challenges by explaining it to other people in your life who may not get it. But at the end of the day, it's your journey. And that's why, again, anyone in a throuple would have to be completely part of the queer community, because you couldn't have a complete straight throuple, right? There would have to be a guy and 2 girls and a guy, 3 girls or 3 guys, right? And so from that, there has to be some level of queerness in there as well. So again, throuples classed as in the queer community as well. And it's important that we, as people in the queer community, should be accepting and understanding of people who are having these kinds of relationships, because they're part of our community, and we want them to feel welcome and supported and loved, because they're choosing this and choosing to own this as a part of who they are, because it is, and they should be loved for that as well. And I send love and celebrate and honor you for all of those different, beautiful kinds of relationships. Now, you can probably send in messages to me and tell me of all the different kinds of relationships, because there are so many different kinds of forms. But I just want us to know that anything outside of the norm should be celebrated as much as anything that's inside the norm, right? Because love is love, and it should be celebrated that way as well. Now, let's move on to embracing all the different sexualities and genders, because there's so much love that is within our community. And we can talk about, the different kinds of sexual orientations. And we all know them to be things like gay and lesbian and bisexual and pansexual and demisexual. And there's all these people who are asexual and have all these different desires of what they are sexually. And again, we all know that we believe and we class these people, some of them who we are, to be part of our queer community. And we honor them and we have love for them, and we should help them on the journey of love and self-love and healing and growth for themselves as well. Because again, we know how tough it is if we're someone who's, again, in the sexuality spectrum of the queer community. We know how tough it is. And so if anyone else is out there going through that, we want everyone to feel welcomed within this queer community. And we want them all to feel celebrated for who they truly are. Same thing it goes to people who are on the journey of gender spectrum, gender identity, gender acceptance, gender honoring, right? You could be transgender, non-binary, gender queer, agender, gender non-conforming, gender fluid. I myself class myself as gender fluid, even though I also class myself as a male. I feel like I have this deep dance between the masculine and the feminine. So I class a lot of myself as gender fluid because I feel like, you know, who the hell cares in my mind about it? It's fluid. I can feel feminine, I can feel masculine, and I can feel strong and beautiful and confident in all of those areas as well. And it's just me really just saying I feel like myself. I'm my own gender in a sense if I'm gender fluid, right? Because it doesn't really define who I am. I don't define myself by being a man. I don't define myself by my gender as well. Like that's not something that I really truly deeply think about, even though it's all around me and it's a lot of the people in my community that I help, being a transformation coach for the queer community. It's something I obviously deal with and accept and honor, and I want everyone to go on their own journey of acceptance. But for me, that's how I see it as well. So again, I'm celebrating the unique ways that love's expressed across these identities. Now, again, celebrating love as queer people in all its forms means that, again, we have to go on that journey of overcoming negative emotions, because truly, when it comes down to us really struggling with coming to terms with loving ourselves and seeing the love of the queer community around us, because I know myself from my own experiences, but also from working with and talking to hundreds of thousands of queer people every single year, that a lot of people have a cloud of negativity around them in a sense. Now, I'm saying that in the sense of someone who came out of the cloud, because when I was younger, I dealt with a lot of negativity and I felt very, unworthy. I felt very unlovable, and I felt a deep level of, people not liking me and hating me. And it was part of that might have been, to do with my being a queer person.
In a world where every journey is unique, one path shines brightly for the queer community. Introducing QueerQuest, the first of its kind personal development platform designed exclusively for us, by us. At QueerQuest, we understand the multifaceted journey of queer identity. That's why we've created a space where you can explore, learn, and grow with the guidance of queer experts from around the globe. Whether you're seeking to enhance your physical, mental, emotional, or spiritual well-being, QueerQuest is your gateway to transformation. Imagine embarking on quests tailored to your journey of self-discovery, finding community, and unlocking your queer excellence. QueerQuest offers online courses, coaching programs, and soon workshops, seminars, retreats, and festivals, all designed to empower you to live your best life. Ready to start your adventure? Join us at www.queerquest.vip to become part of a movement towards personal and collective greatness. Sign up today to join the waitlist and be the first to know when we launch. QueerQuest, where your journey of self-discovery and transformation begins. Don't just dream of a life filled with pride and purpose, make it your reality with QueerQuest. Visit www.queerquest.vip now. Your quest awaits.
And a lot of that led to me having this, projection of the queer community of everyone being like that, everyone hating me, everyone seeing me unlovable, everyone making me feel unworthy, right? And so I oftentimes retreated away from some of those opportunities to be around queer people, outside of course, being, immersed into the queer party scene when I was on alcohol and drugs, and that using that to kind of, fuel and hide the insecurities and all the stuff underneath, and try to change my mood, right? Stabilize myself to feel not so as insecure so I could be free, right? Because that's a lot of the time what a lot of people in the queer community who struggle with substance abuse, it's because they're trying to, like I said, overcome some of their insecurities, mask those, hide those, numb those pains and feelings, and just try to have some fun, right? And sometimes it goes a little far, and sometimes it just stays the way it is. It's cool. Whatever it is, you're on your journey. If you want support and help, you know where to go. If not, you'll keep going on that cycle until you finally maybe want to make a change. Or you stay on that way forever. All good, whatever it is, right? But the truth is that for me, I had to really delve deep. I had to take myself out of that cycle and actually work on myself and go on the healing journey, on the growth journey, on the transformation journey, so that I could overcome the negative emotions. Because the negative emotions of, say, anger and sadness and fear and hurt and guilt and shame and insecurity and, loneliness, they weigh heavily on you. They're very heavy, a cloud of emotions that can do, and they can really, really pull you off course. They can stop you from really seeing the truth, right? So when I actually went through the healing and I cleared out a lot of that negativity in my mind, it was like I was able to see things clearly, and I was able to realize that there was so much love around me from people outside of the queer community, but plenty of love from within this community, right? And so I know from my own journey that I'm not alone on this. I've spoken to so many people out there who feel like maybe the queer community can be a negative space. It can be a space of judgment and, unworthiness and unlovability and not being good enough or good looking enough or having the right kind of body or blah, 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 all of those things, right? And yes, there are some people who are like that, but there are plenty of people who truly love and support you and just want you to live your best life, right? And I've been able to see that, and I've been able to help other people see that. And that's the biggest thing that I love to be able to do, is help people to really see the truth that there is love all around you, waiting for you to be ready to accept it and feel it, and then also share it and guide it. Because when you get to that place, all you want to do is help other people to love themselves more. Because if they love themselves more, they're going to love the world more, right? So you help this community to rise with love, then our community is going to do so many amazing things for the world around us, right? Because again, as we, as queer people, heal and grow and transform and bring more love, we make changes across the world as well. And when we can do that for the changes, we help the wider queer community, but we also help the world at the same time. And so my job at QueerQuest, being the CEO of QueerQuest, is to make a space, because it's, the world's biggest and first and only online platform for healing and growth and transformation and community that is out there for the queer community. So it's a place where you can go on that journey of self-discovery and healing and growth and transformation, but also you can build a community of people who are there for you and support you and love you and honor you. And you can go on that journey with them as well, build your vibe tribe, and then, like I said, go out into the world and spread the love as well, right? Because as you get to a place of bettering yourself, you only want to spread that and help that to the world. So overcoming negative emotions and going on that healing and growth journey is something super important and something that, we all get to do. So like I said, being able to be a part of a community, the way that I see where QueerQuest is going to go, there's going to be hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people there. And imagine seeing a community of millions of people in this queer community who are on a journey of healing and growth and transformation and are a part of a community and just see you, honor you, and only have love for you. So you come into this place feeling love from millions of queer people around the world. That's what a true queer community is about. This is why I'm talking today about celebrating and honoring queer love in all its forms, because I want all of you out there to realize how included and how loved you are, and come into a place like QueerQuest where you can go on these journeys on your own and with others. I get so excited just even talking about it, thinking about it, envisioning it, working on it in the background. I've been pushing myself harder and harder to make it the way I see it. And it's coming into the line and it's almost ready to launch. So I can't wait to share that all with you. But you can also go to www.queerquest.vip and check out stuff that's available now. You can sign up to the waitlist as well, and we'll share with you all information that you need to know on QueerQuest. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Now, we want to be celebrating love in everyday life. So what are some practical ways to celebrate queer love daily? Firstly, do some self-love exercises, because you deserve to love yourself as well. Go into the mirror, look at yourself. Instead of looking at the negative and pointing out the things you don't like, just start with love. Start saying things to yourself that you love about yourself. I love how kind you are. I love how compassionate you are. I love how much you smile. I love how you have beautiful eyebrows. I love how, you like to dance and to shake, and you love to make people laugh. Anything that it is, just do that and allow yourself to feel that and feel that and feel that, because the more you cultivate it, the more you'll start to love on those things that maybe you're not loving. Maybe you put some energy into working on those so that you can automatically start loving those as well. So that's something practical you can do. You can also start to do other tasks like journaling. So meaning you can journal how you feel each day. You can do a voice note, you can write it down, you can type it into your phone, but taking note of how you feel each day and checking back on that will help you to realize, hey, actually, I'm being a little less loving than I want to be. How can I be more loving? What can I change in my life that I can do to do that? So get some support, join Queer Quest, reach out, talk to other queer people, spread the love, like give other people compliments, right? Just because you've been kind to someone, giving them a compliment doesn't mean you want to get in their panties, honey. So spreading a love means that oftentimes when you push out, you get a lot back as well. So doing that as well. And I want to encourage you guys to truly express love and appreciate that to the partners, your friends, the queer community around you, just like anyone that you have in your life. Let them feel the love as well, because visibility and representation in celebrating queer love really matters. And you can be a leader in that, or you can be someone who sits back. And I believe you guys who are listening to this podcast are leaders, right? There's not a lot of people out there, when we talk about percentages of people, there's less than 1% of people who are willing to come on and do the work and listen to these kinds of podcasts and spend time on improving their life, because sometimes people just don't think about that. They just go through life monotonously doing the things that they've always done, always getting the same kinds of results. But I know that you guys and girls and everything in between are out there listening to this because you want something better for your life and you deserve something better for your life. So I want you to celebrate love in your life every day and celebrate love in the queer community every day, any way possible that you can do, because celebrating love will only, like I said, raise everyone else up in this community. And I think it's important that we as leaders choose to do that as well. So I would love for you out there, whatever version of queer love that you have, I want you as a listener to share your journey. You can message me privately on social media, on Instagram, on TikTok, on Facebook, right? You can reach out to me there, or you can comment below. You just could be listening to watching me on YouTube or on a podcast. Comment wherever you can, share your journey, because I think it's important for other people to read your own journey of queer love. And again, I want to invite you to join the Queer Quest community, put yourself into queerquest.vip and sign up and read about it, and feel free to ask questions and do whatever you need to do, because soon enough, once it's launched, there's going to be online programs for you to do and online courses. And then soon enough, we'll be running events on a regular basis. So again, if you're someone who's keen to get ahead of the game, go to queerquest.vip and sign up to the wait list. Alrighty there. That's my episode today on queer love. And again, honoring queer love in all its forms, where it's, like I said, a relationship like polyamorous and a throuple, etc. Whether it's on the sexuality spectrum or the gender spectrum, all of this is deserving of love, and we should be spreading love and honoring it, because again, if we want to feel accepted and loved and non-judged by others, we have to do that to other people as well. And as you know, I'll be dropping a brand new meditation on this topic tomorrow. So you can check that on YouTube, or also on wherever you're listening to my podcast, you'll find it out. And wherever you listen to it, maybe it's already there. So go check the other episodes and you'll find all of the episodes and along with all of the meditations as well. So check that out. And then we'll be dropping another interview later in the week. So check that out as well. Other than that, legends, I will be back here later in the week. And until then, if you have any questions, or you want to have me discuss a specific topic, reach out to me privately and let me discuss some of the hot topics that are important to you as the queer community rises. All right. Always remember, you've got this and I've got you. Bye for now.
Are you ready to embark on a transformative journey towards love and happiness? Introducing the 21-day Gay Man's Guide to Love and Happiness. This isn't just a course, it's a pathway to discovering your true self, overcoming challenges, and embracing happiness. Join hundreds of gay men who found joy and freedom. Learn from Cristiano Green, a coach with 20 years experience and a journey like yours. For a limited time, get this life-changing course at 75% off with a 100% risk-free guarantee. There's nothing to lose, but so much to gain. Your new life is just a click away. Enroll in the 21-day Gay Man's Guide to Love and Happiness today. Visit theglobalpridecollective.com and start your journey towards a happier, more fulfilled you.